That was so in sync. Welcome to Based It Out the Box.
Episode
5.
Yeah, we're here.
Mm.
We're already here.
You know why were we confused? What? Why we were confused though? What episode? Because Christopher hasn't put out 4.
Yeah, by the
Pointing
time
the finger.
they hear this, it's
I'm
gonna be.
I don't care. I don't care, dude.
This is stupid.
You knew I had to.
Yeah, well, it's the blame game.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I am so petty. I am not above anything right now.
Yeah, sorry to our loyal fans, and shout out to the guy who pulled Krystal aside to tell her that he liked our podcast.
Yay! Woohoo! You're awesome, dude. You know who you are.
Yeah,
That's a real one right there.
You know who you is. Krystal.
Yes.
What's going on today?
So, everybody, we're going to talk about pyramids, ancient pyramids.
Ancient things. Ancient things.
It's ancient.
Krystal, I'm gonna crack this open.
Okay.
Aliens?
Yes. Because you already know. Seriously. Tell me a better explanation that will actually make sense.
So,
because I'm not buying it.
I can't give you an explanation that can prove that it was built by just manpower. I can only give you all kinds of things that prove it wasn't.
Thank you.
So,
preach.
There's this video I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed one of the biggest boats that they had in ancient Egypt.
How they were saying that's how they were transporting all the materials
this
and what
shit
have
was
you.
A bucket, bro. This shit was a bucket. You're telling me that there's like all right, look, no disrespect. They built some
disrespect away.
No,
bro.
no. Look. They
they're not here
for the time, it was a boat. But you're telling me that this fucking dude, the way that this boat was built and the size of it, its buoyancy would not allow for a multi-ton slab to be carried, because their whole theory was that they carried these slabs down the river on boats. Horseshit. They would have all died.
Call it out. Just say it how it is.
There's no way these boats could have carried it. How would you? First of all, getting it onto the boat without it flipping over. Okay. Okay. All right. Now you got it on there.
Let's start there.
No. And these things weighed so much. These slabs of what? It was like limestone or some shit. These things weighed so much, and they were in a quarry so far away that if they were to put them on logs, they would have just crushed them.
Yeah, because apparently none of the material was actually there.
No,
they had to take it.
Yeah,
there.
it was from. So,
humans did it. Humans did it though.
So it was from a quarry that was like, I wish I had the specifics, and I wish this is why we need another person here.
Nah, keep going. Just say it.
There's this quarry that was like hella far away, where not only and they found a monolith that was left over there that they had like cut out, and they left it there. They didn't move it,
That was the actual humans trying to move it. That's why.
No, there's no way.
No, I'm saying that's why that was the evidence of them. It was left there.
But there's no way that these dudes took these things out of the quarry and then somehow. No.
Okay, so that's one thing. What really blows my mind on this though is all the specific arithmetic mathematics that are behind it that are so coincidental, in sync with XYZ and yada yada, that it's like I was for real starting to be like, okay, maybe back in the day, what did they speak in just numbers or something? Because the way they have all this mathematic, all these equations that line up so perfectly, with the Orions, and then, like with the sun, and how they're just talking about everything, bro. I was like, all right.
Well, let alone the fact that there was multiple cultures that had no communication between each other, that were all building the same things.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this whole thing where they have these like hieroglyphs and like paintings of these people that have like these like bags with them, and multiple cultures have depicted the same type of people in their area holding the same type of bags, where they
Mm-hmm.
also built these crazy monoliths. So it's
Squeezy.
like, who are these people with these Gucci bags just coming through?
I'm saying, dude, I mean, even the most convincing arguments that they try to have to say it was humans, even those will still pop up a little picture of a UFO behind there, just kind of sprinkle that in there. Like you're not even buying your own stuff.
Well, and there's also a theory that they found a lot of these structures and built on them. You heard that one?
That they built on him.
That they built
I
on
mean,
them. So like the
there's
Sphinx.
so many. Oh, here we go.
So the
There's so many
Sphinx,
theories, dude. So many
um,
theories.
there's these theories that they found it because there's some sort of writings that said, oh, that they found it and like this and that, like, you know. Um, but there also is other proof that kind of um gives that theory some weight, because the Sphinx, the face, the head and the face of the
Mm-hmm.
Sphinx,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't anatomically make sense with the rest of it. And on top of that, you can't carbon date these things because there's
No,
no carbon.
no,
It's
no.
just rocks, and there's weathering on them that gives more weight to our homie Graham Hancock's theory that there was far more intelligent people and in civilizations than we think that got fucking rocked with some sort of meteor and just
Something.
got reset. The
So,
reset button like a
so here's what
Nintendo.
I think. And they were also talking about that in connection with the lost city of Atlantis. They're
Mm-hmm.
saying that it ties in with it. Um, so that was part of the whole lost city of Atlantis, right?
Yeah.
My whole thing with this, like for real, the more I was like thinking about it, I was just like, man, so they were cool with the aliens and everything, and we pissed them off some way somehow. The humans pissed them off because if we're going back, how they were saying, that they were building them as natural source of energy, which is something that Nikola Tesla was all up on, and now it's what's his name, Elon. Yeah, my boy Elon.
I don't trust you on.
Oh, he's so funny though. Um, but how it was supposed to be like a natural source of energy and everything. I feel like they were for real hooking us up. Like the aliens were hooking us up like, hey, let me put you guys on, real advancements. Like, let me put you on these real technical advancements where you guys can have natural energy forever. You can preserve this world and, you guys will shine, you will grow, all of this, right? The humans probably ended up getting all big headed, trying to act like they didn't need them. And they said, okay, because there's evidence that proves, in one of the theories, that proves that they destroyed not only the copy replica type of, thing that Nikola Tesla was working on, that was destroyed along with his mysterious death, and also the power source and everything that would be that would prove that was also
Well,
destroyed
apparently
in the
Tesla said that he
pyramids.
figured out how to build pyramids.
But
That
I'm
he figured
saying
out how they
though,
built the pyramids.
yes, but I'm saying though, like it was destroyed. The way to produce this natural energy and everything, it was destroyed within the pyramids, so it could not happen. So I was like, y'all got big headed, pissed them off, and they said, to hell with you, and destroyed everything that they were helping you build. So what happened? Can like why do we have to feel the wrath though? How long ago was that?
Well, I mean,
Why don't they hook us up now? We need
that's
help. Damn.
how we got the
We're
play.
suffering
That's how we got
here.
the PlayStation 5, Krystal. But yeah, like there was that whole like like Plato described, Atlantis as like this
We're gonna
culture
have to
that
go
was
into
like,
Atlantis another day. I
you
love that
know,
one.
advanced, and like, they started warring with people, and like they were just victims to their own, humanity, and humans are just pieces of shit. But but yeah,
Tell me
like
how you really feel.
there's been so many um proven instances that the earth has been hit by things,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like a reset,
Yep.
and like, so here's my thing on that. And
Mm-hmm.
let's put our tinfoil snapbacks on.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
meteors, the fallout that comes when shit gets hit by something with that sort of force, and that it comes from space and shit like that,
Uh-huh.
who's to say something like that can't be manipulated by, I don't know,
Something
a
more intelligent,
species
that
that
has
has
the
mastered travel
oh,
through the stars or dimensions or time and space or
was far
whatever.
more advanced than our dumbasses
Yeah,
thinking we're superior.
because it's like, all right, we like to think that we're special as a human race. Okay,
Why are we like that?
we
No. Why are we like that though?
that's
When
just,
we think we're immortal and everything, we think we're like all above everything.
it's the whole fear thing.
We
We
ain't
have to
shit
have an
though.
answer for why we're still here. So my thing is that
Mm.
we have proof that we got hit with something
Mm-hmm.
that caused a civilization reset multiple times. They don't want to, mainstream scientists, like, they don't want to admit it, but there's fucking proof there.
Well, yeah, how they're saying, the existence of life, how far does it go back? Well, you can't really date it back because of all the resets, dude.
Well, they're starting to find proof that humans were around a lot longer than they originally thought.
How much of this proof are they actually sharing with us? They're never going to want us to know the actual truth about
You
anything.
need to watch,
You need to
I
watch
think it's
it.
called Ancient Apocalypse, that Graham Hancock show I was
Yeah,
telling you
you were
about.
telling me
You
about it.
need to
Yeah,
watch that shit.
I'll
So
watch it.
there's been proof that there's been these resets, because when something gets hit by, that type of force, like a meteor, whatever,
Uh-huh.
it leaves clues. It does a lot of things to the earth. It causes a
It
lot of,
changes stuff.
it does, and it causes certain types of chemical reactions in minerals in the earth that they can date. Here's the thing: we
Mm-hmm.
are long overdue for one. So why haven't we been hit by one?
Because we're in communication, dude. We're trying to do better this time.
There's been proof that we've been
Hey, we're
hit.
trying to buy time, you know what I mean?
We've been hit multiple times. We've been hit. There's proof that we've been hit multiple times, and it's caused mass extinctions.
It's because we have the Guardians of the Galaxy, bro.
But you get what I'm saying? Is that, like, if we're literally far overdue,
Mm-hmm.
why hasn't it happened? What
Because we're
is
better this
different?
time.
No, but you get what I'm saying? Is that, like, what is different then than now? Nothing. We're still a rock
Maybe,
flying through space.
yeah, but maybe we're learning this time to not be so damn big-headed and accept the fact that we are not superior and that we do need them in order to keep existing. Can you please not hit reset right now? Because we've advanced quite a bit. Like, I was watching this video where I was just like, man, I feel like I've lived 27 lifetimes already, just with all the advancements that have happened. Like, so can we just
But you get what I'm
chill
saying? Is
for a
that, like,
minute? We're actually
you
advancing, bro.
you can't help but feel that there's something larger at play
Of course
when
there
the
is.
evidence states that we should have been getting rocked by
By
something.
rocks. Getting rocked
Yeah.
by rocks.
like something should have,
I'm
like,
saying
we're long
yes.
overdue. Like, how long have they been saying that, like, the super volcanoes, that they
Oh,
should have been, like, erupting
active and
at
everything.
this
Yeah.
point?
Yeah.
Like, we're long overdue. Like, don't get me wrong, we have massive earthquakes, we have tsunamis, we have, like, all these natural
There's
disasters that wipe out,
but
like,
there's a
tons
lot
of
of
people. but nothing that has.
unnatural things at play here.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't had something that's as
There's
cataclysmic as it was
definitely
before.
hands in play. You know what I mean?
But you understand what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yes,
nothing has changed.
there's
The same volcanoes are there. We have the same tectonic plates. We have the same everything.
mhm.
What?
And if anything, we're doing worse with the world.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
we're
know what I
causing
mean?
massive amounts of
We're not
damage.
getting better. We're getting worse with it.
Oh wait, no. Global warming's a lie.
Such a lie. It's bullshit. I call bullshit.
But yeah, so
Oh, the
It's
polar
like-
bears.
it's like you can't help but think that something bigger was at play, and who's to say that simpler civilizations that were more likely to accept these people as a god.
It's seriously though, if you look back to everything that made this happen, you know, these structures, how is it that that kind of technology, information, that, you know, everything that just mapped out so perfectly, stuff that we cannot comprehend right now, which is why they are so closely studying them continuously. How is it that, you know, that they think we're gonna buy this bullshit?
Yeah, so there's this author. His name is Erich von Däniken. I think he's German.
I like that name,
Von
Von
but
Däniken.
he wrote a book called Chariots of the Gods.
Mm.
And he's wrote a bunch of other ones, but that's one of the
But that's the
that
one
I've-
we're talking about right now.
I read
Chariots
it-
of the Gods.
I read it a while ago. But he had this whole theory where all he said, and he got, I wish you guys could see my little Trump hands right now.
He's got them right in front of him.
all
shoulder length apart.
all he said was, what if
Ah.
all these gods that we, that ancient civilizations saw, what if they were aliens?
I
And
think
he
he was
got-
saying too much.
He got crucified
Because
for
he
it.
said too damn much.
Because
That's
he's
why.
like, hey, player, I just said, what if? And
Yeah.
they're like, shut the fuck up.
That's too close to the truth.
Shut up. But it's like,
We're not here to tell him the truth.
and it's like, I don't want to be one of those people that can discount humans and their capabilities.
I mean, we've done some things.
Because, when we put our minds to it as a species, we can
all of our minds to it.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do a lot of shit. Look at how
Mhm.
many species we've wiped from the earth.
Wow, I'm so triumphant. We're victorious. Woohoo.
when we want to do something, we can really change the world for better, for worse. But
Quite literally for worse. But
what
go
I'm
on.
saying is that, like, but at the end of the day, something like the pyramids with their
It,
like, people
Oh
don't
my
people
God.
you see, the thing is that, like, I've never seen the pyramids, and I would love
in
to
person.
one day. But
I'm a planet trip. I'm gonna go before you.
most people who see
I'm gonna
these
rub it
things,
in your face.
they can't fathom how much one of those stones that built the pyramids weighs. One of those stones weighs more than 10 of your fucking cars. Like, those things weigh multiple tons.
One.
I get it. We have a
One.
workforce. Come on, I'm Mexican. I know what people can do.
You know what your
I've seen
people can do.
I've seen these fools build a house in a day, like, whatever. Like,
yeah, miracles.
I know what people can do, but you're telling me that in an ancient society that realistically the fingerprint of people in terms of the world, we haven't been around that long.
No.
The amount of time it would take them to build that,
Mhm.
realistically, with just, blood, sweat, and tears, bro.
You know why they haven't made them anymore? Because the amount of work that it would take.
Like,
How long have those structures survived, the wrath of time? Everything that has happened. And they figured out how to withstand nature's wrath
yep.
and time.
And they fit so perfectly
That you couldn't even
and
put
they
a
align
paper.
so well
Uh-huh.
that by the time, because think about it, if they would have gotten one, if they would have gotten one stone fucked up, that whole pyramid would have been like trash.
Yeah.
They had to have
The
that thing
accuracy,
perfect.
that's what I'm saying. The accuracy, the amount of intelligence that went behind the construction of these pyramids is mind-boggling at the least. I'm, for one, super intrigued and fascinated by it because it's one of those, mysteries of the world. I think it's like the biggest mystery of the world unsolved that everybody is just, it rattles their brain because they can't figure it out. Although it's like an obvious answer how they came about. Which gets me back to it. They're saying that with Atlantis, that in the Sphinx, that there's the books and everything that they like stored them away down there. And then that they had this robot go in because they found this like tunnel passage. I was watching this video on YouTube, and they had this um robot go in, right? And tell me why they shut it down and everything. Um what did they find? We don't know.
Well, yeah, yeah,
But they
yeah, yeah.
shut it down, you know. I'm putting quotations up. Who knows what they found, but they're not sharing it with the world. It was like a little door, but it was too small for like a human to go into and everything. But it's just like, okay, so you guys were sharing this discovery. You were sharing how, you were going to send this robot in and open the door and explore and see what was behind that door. And then all of a sudden, once it gets to the point where like the robot's there and it's going to open the door, oh yeah, no, they shut down that whole project.
Good luck with that. The
They never opened it.
Egyptian government, unfortunately, is like so suspiciously tight-lipped and so like ridiculously difficult with any sort of exploration with any of like the pyramids, the Sphinx, like stuff like that. Like they've shut down so many things to the point where like we who knows when we will know what's inside of them. How fucking disappointing would it be if there's nothing in there?
But there is
There
though.
has to be.
There is. They
There's
let us know about little discoveries and stuff,
there's
not too much
theories that there's like
information
energy sources inside of some of them.
because there was, bro.
Uh-huh. Um,
There was.
and it's just no, man. Like one of two things: either we had help, outside help,
I'm going to go with that one.
or
Or
somehow humans have been around here so much longer, and they were so much more advanced, and there was that reset button that we were talking about,
aliens are our
and
ancestors. You know that?
those
That's what I'm going to go with now.
pyramids were left behind, and the Egyptians found them and they built upon them. I
Well,
can
that's another
I
theory
can
that they were
realistically
found.
see that more, being plausible. And there were some signs of that because there's like a lot of erosion
Hmm.
on some of those pyramids and the Sphinx that lead people to believe that they were around during times of like these great floods and things like that, which kind of goes in line of the theory of the whole like, reset button getting hit. And I mean, how where have you seen the Great Flood shown before?
I really think we're just like some kind of like a alien science project, like we're just, something that they're just observing and, just keeping notes on and everything, just like a fun little project because none of it really even seems real. I mean, there's so many things that it's just like, why what?
It's like
We just
you
like in
remember
some kid's backpack in his little some alien kid, of course, yeah.
you remember when I told you about that theory that Earth is a prison planet and that humans were sent here because we were just way too violent to be with the rest of the people,
We're
and
so
like
terrible.
there's like a little bit of like there's a little bit of foundation to that just because we don't really follow the same day and light cycle that animals follow here. So there's
Mm.
just like a lot of things that kind of show that we're like, you know,
We don't really belong
yeah, yeah,
here.
yeah. But
We just adapted.
but I mean, yeah, it's neither here nor there. But yeah, like I don't know, man. Like there's not just, you know, the pyramids. There's a bunch of different um, you know, monolithic structures that would be so difficult for people to build. And also, why? Why would they build something so astronomically difficult?
Well, obviously, we're just trying to take credit for something that we didn't do, you know? And the only thing we can sum it up to is what we know, which was humans did it.
Like I could really see the plausibility of these Egyptians rolling up and they're like, "Oh shit,
That's cool.
that's a cool Sphinx." And apparently that the erosion was so bad that the lion head was missing because the Sphinx it has lion paws,
Mm-hmm.
but it has a human face, and the human face anatomically, and they did measurements on it. It makes no sense. It doesn't make sense with the rest. The proportions of it make no sense with the rest of the body. It doesn't line up.
Mm.
So they're thinking that the
That's the
lion
part the
head that was
humans did.
originally there was gone, and that the Egyptians found it, and that they're like, oh fuck it, let's just chisel this fool's
Yeah.
face up on here,
Yeah.
you know,
Let's call it
and
ours. It's our own.
and
Yeah.
that they, you know, they kind of like made it their own,
Mm-hmm.
which that would be a lot more plausible. And if they found a lot of these structures, then that again we circle back into where did they come from? Why are they so on guard with what's inside of them?
Mm-hmm. Because they only tell us a little bit,
And again, you
just
know, like,
enough to shut us up, you know?
and like, you know, to play devil's advocate, Egypt had a ton of people robbing ancient artifacts. So I can also see their reasoning for protecting their shit. Because, dude, they had all kinds of people robbing the tombs and robbing the pyramids. And do you know how many of those artifacts are on the black market or, you know, were sold on the black market? It's ridiculous. So I can, you know, to play devil's advocate, I can see why they would protect their things, you know, their structures, their artifacts, their history so much because it was so tarnished. It was like it was just hurt so bad, and they, you know, they want to protect it. Like, you know, we're looking at things through our culture. You know, we're American. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're looking at things through our point of view, whereas, you know, a whole different culture, these, you know, they hold it a lot differently, and they would rather not have outsiders coming through, which I could see that.
Yeah.
Like look at what's happening with the pyramids in Mexico, how people are fucking those up.
Yeah.
So it's very similar, but at the same time you also have teams that are scientists, that are um, you know, people that work in that field are also being turned away. That's when I start getting a little suspicious because I'm like, I understand you turning
Exactly.
away the general public. I understand you trying to, you know, stop people from turning it into a tourist trap and messing it up and causing more
Yeah.
damage to
Yeah.
them because it's a historical artifact. You know, it's one of the wonders.
Yeah.
But to then completely shut down any sort of field team going through any sort of
Mm-hmm.
anything, that's when I start going, all right, like what's going on?
What's really going on here?
You know, because think about it, like what other things are guarded that much? What other things do we not know? You know, Area 51, like all kinds of
Yeah.
shady shit. You know, like
Yep.
hey,
Hey, you got your leg all the way over here and forcing me to play footsie with you, nasty ass.
but yeah, so it's like, you know, like on one hand, you know, to play devil's advocate, I can understand that side of it because, like, you know, we're seeing it here with a lot of like, you know, Mayan and Aztec, you know, pyramids and places of like worship and stuff like that are getting completely messed
Mm-hmm.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can see that,
But there's the
but
bigger but.
why would you not let other people who are trying to partner up with the government, with their government, to try to see if we can have like, hey, like, what's really going
Trying to
down?
give a helping hand. You know, they're just trying to help you advance in, your discoveries and stuff, because what if it's something that could be for the better good, which is essentially why it seems like they were there to produce natural energy. So we don't
Something.
have to be focusing on the sources of energy we have right now that are just nothing but damaging.
Well, because all right, so to put this into perspective,
Mm-hmm.
um, when was the last time you heard about there being a great discovery in Egypt? It's been a long time. Whereas, think about how many times we've heard about shit going down in the Amazon, that they're finding all kinds of civilizations with lidar. You know what that is, right? That's when they like shoot the lasers,
Oh,
and it can give you like a structure.
yeah.
It can basically like it's kind of like an X-ray that they shoot down.
But they have been doing that in Egypt, though. I
Not
mean,
to the
not to that
same,
extent. Yeah, but
not to the same extent.
or at least they're not sharing it with us. But I mean, they have been.
But like, look at all these civilizations that they're finding in the Amazon.
Hmm.
They're finding civilizations like before they thought the Amazon was this small, few and far apart villages. Now they're starting to find out that these fools had like straight up cities that housed tens of thousands of people. That is a complete different idea from what we had before because it
Hmm.
was just so overgrown. Not to mention the fact that you know that the Amazon, as lush as
Hmm.
it is a bitch to grow stuff in there.
Hmm.
So a lot of the people that were there, they made this thing called like black soil or something like
I
that,
figured it out.
where they made this soil that was so enriched that anything could grow in it.
Hmm.
A lot of the plants in the Amazon were grown by people that lived in these cities.
So they
So,
created that, huh?
and unfortunately, the way that they found a lot of this shit was when the Amazon got torched. Remember that? When it
Mm-hmm.
was just like, just
Damn,
so
that
like,
was crazy.
yeah, it
That
was
was a
just
crazy
like,
time. It was gut wrenching. I was just like, jeez.
yeah. So, you know,
That was
one
crazy.
of the things that they found when that, unfortunately took place was
Uh-huh.
when, they started kind of like going in and, seeing what was what, they
Mm-hmm.
started finding all these like ruins
Mm-hmm.
of these humongous civilizations that had like, irrigation, and they had like, it was like a city, like a full on like you remember when the Disney movie the Road to El Dorado, like the crazy city that they had, like I mean obviously it's like a different, you know
The road to El Dorado.
yeah,
Bro, that was like so long ago.
yeah, was it the
I'm
Road to
over
El
here tilting my
Dorado?
head trying to figure it out.
Is it the
No,
Road
I'm
to El
sure it was.
Dorado? You know what I'm talking about, the one where they
Mm-hmm.
find El Dorado. It's like
Mm-hmm.
those two dudes, and they're
On
like
the
trying to
road
find, and
to
they're
El
trying to
Dorado.
find, the city of gold, and they end up finding it.
Mhm.
And like it's just this crazy ass like humongous city that's just like, way more advanced than they originally thought.
Yeah,
So
downplayed.
they're starting to find that, you know so that's what I'm saying, is that like they're finding all these things in the Amazon. They're able to use a lot of technologies. There's people going down there. Our homie Forrest Gallant goes down there all the time trying to find
Mhm.
animals. But like it's way more open to people going there, whereas Egypt's not.
Nope,
Why?
because there's some better discoveries there that they don't want us to know.
And it's just like,
We get our hands on it, then we're gonna get freaking canned again.
mm-hmm.
Reset. I feel maybe they're doing it for our own protection because, like if we realize really what's at our reach, you know, people tend to get big headed and then they get that reset button and you wonder why.
So you think that
So I think
there's,
they're just trying to, play it safe.
but do you think that there's things that we should just never know?
Of course.
Like,
Of course. 110%. What will we do with that information other than, you know, dig ourselves into a deeper hole?
but, but, you know,
I mean, yeah, I'm curious
by
and I'd want to know, but I'm not saying I'd do the best with the knowledge. Like I'm just saying, like,
by that, using your argument against you, that means we should never know about aliens. We should never know about this. We should never know about that. Who's to say what society is and isn't prepared for? You know what I'm saying?
The aliens.
But you get what I'm saying, right? Is that it's
Yeah.
like at what point who decides what we are and aren't prepared for?
I mean, I think by our actions and by our historical events and by the way we react to the unknown, we're still not prepared.
But again, let me hit you with this.
Boom.
Who's to say we don't act this way because we don't know? How many times does a kid act out before it knows better?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's with the fear that's been instilled in us, like it's been placed there, it's embedded. It's like, just protect yourself. And when entering into the unknown, be prepared to defend yourself.
But you know what drives fear a lot of times? Ignorance.
Yep.
Maybe if we knew more, we wouldn't be as scared.
And it's in the way that they would have to, drop it on us. But I don't know, dude. Like, we don't know for several reasons. And it's not up to us if we're ever going to know.
But I
The
think that we should.
curiosity is there, the wonder is there. It's never going to go away. But are they ever going to share anything? Probably not. Not in this lifetime. I don't see it ever happening. How long has it been? We still don't know a damn thing.
True. And like we're getting a lot more loose with information, and but again, that's just speaking on our government. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about a completely different set of rules here. Like with us, like we have the Freedom of Information Act and things like that, where we're now starting to see a lot of um, we're starting to see like they're starting to pull back that like veil on a lot of shady doings. Like they're starting to
Hmm.
show a lot of like UFO cases
I feel
and
like they're just doing the redirecting game.
well, I mean these are black and white documents, but at the end of the day, it's like who's to say who wrote them?
Mm,
But what I'm saying is that
exactly.
like we
Let's
we
redirect
we
their attention here
you
to where
know
we want it to be.
we have things like that are actually like finally coming out where people are starting to get more information than we ever had before. But that being said, there was also a whole misinformation. Um, there's also people that were hired to do misinformation, like we talked about that before.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, we're just so conflicted because it's like, all right, thanks for finally dropping a piece of info on us. Like, but at the same time, can we trust it? Because, we're gonna dissect it, but how real is it? You know what I mean? It's just, oh, now you want to share something with us. Oh, okay. How long did it have to get prepared and okayed before it came into our
have, you, have
world
you
and our ears?
have you actually pulled up some of those documents and how much Sharpie they have on them?
Redacted, redacted.
Yeah. It's like, all right, there's a whole document and there's only like
Yeah.
the words that I'm allowed to see are like the and from
It's
to
so.
yeah, like it gets to
Oh
that
my
point.
god.
But
You're giving me nothing.
my main thing is that like at the end of the day, like
Hmm.
don't don't treat us like we're dumb. There's
I
obviously
mean,
something
we don't have a good track record
there, but there's
though.
obviously something bigger at play,
We know that. We
and
know that. And they don't care. They don't care that we just keep pondering away. What they care about is if we start actually chipping away at the truth and stuff. Like that's when they're going to have issues. And that's when you're going to mysteriously vanish or, die, get dead and whatever. It's like,
you'll be
yeah.
you'll be suicided.
Yes, you committed for sure. It was all on you. Suspicious, a suspicious
Suspicious.
death. But it's all well and good that you want to think about it, that you want to throw theories out there, that you want to, make your own thoughts, beliefs, etc. But just don't get too close.
Yeah, I mean, what happens
Don't
when
you
people get too
dare.
close? But
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, it's just I think we're getting to the point now where we're learning enough about how the world works that these questions are going to get more and more difficult to ignore. You know what I'm saying? Is that like, dude, we're getting into the point now, like, dude, think about what's going on around us. AI is advancing at a rate that's fucking scary. So,
No,
not to go off topic, but I'm trying to prove a point with how far we're getting.
I know, but that's because that's
I
a
read a
different topic, though.
story that an AI program passed a Google programming interview for a job in programming that pays $138,000.
Taking our
An
jobs.
AI program was able to pass that interview. And like we're already having AI that's writing songs,
Dude, they're
that's
taking
doing
over,
art, that's
man.
doing this, that's doing that. So it's like eventually what I'm what
Piss
I'm
me
what I'm
off.
trying to say is that like we're advancing to the point where these
We're shooting
questions,
ourselves in the foot. That's all we're doing.
it's going to be harder and harder to ignore these questions.
All the while being an idiot.
Yeah. So
Really? What are you looking at?
so that's my main thing is that like eventually we're gonna know because it's gonna
I think they're gonna get to a fuck it stage where they're just like, you know what?
yeah,
They're just gonna put their hands up like, fuck it. Just tell them.
yeah.
Who gives a shit? We're all gonna be done for anyways. And that's when it's gonna be scary. When they put their hands up in the air and say, fuck it, that's why I'm gonna be scared. When they start just dropping all the loads of facts and knowledge on us, like, you wanted to know? All right. It's
But
like, how close are we to the end then, really? Because you're telling us all of this, and now it's
you say that, but at the same time,
nah, but at the same time, nothing more or less is gonna happen.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah,
Hear me
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Hear me out.
I'm listening.
So they did a fuck it moment where the government said, our government said, fuck it, and released all kinds of files on unidentified flying objects that they could not know what they were. They couldn't tell us the technology, nothing like that. And you know who reported it and we called them stupid and crazy? Fucking Tom DeLonge from Blink 182. But you hear what I'm saying is that like
Yeah.
we say like, oh, they're gonna get
Yeah.
to this fucking moment and everybody's gonna hear about it, but at the same time they've gotten to the fucking
Yeah,
moment,
yeah, yeah.
and we're just so wrapped up in all this bullshit that's going on around us that people don't pay attention to the shit that's going on. Do you know how many unidentified UFO um videos and like files and this and that they've already put out that nobody's paying attention to because of the fact that like, oh, Rihanna played at the Super Bowl, like it's
Which,
just
by the way, I didn't even watch it, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
it was I fell
I was
asleep.
doing laundry
I
while the
fell asleep.
Super Bowl was going on, which, by the way, sick ass laundromat because they had it playing in there. But I didn't really pay no mind because I was too busy folding my clothes with my
No,
OCD ass.
I got conspiracy down on conspiracy juice and took a nap.
Mm,
But
good times. That
but
was
yeah,
a
but
great Super
but
Bowl.
you hear what I'm saying is that like we're so caught up in like our priorities are so fucked that when shit like this happens, nobody pays attention to it. So I could honestly see them releasing shit and not many people are going to make a fuss about it until you see like Joe Rogan making a podcast or like something like that,
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's shit. But
He's pretty
shout
dope.
out Joe Rogan and his big head.
My
But
brother loves you. He wants your autograph. He wants to be your BFF,
I
your
want some
friend
of
at
I want
least.
some of that elk meat. The fool's an animal. But
By the way,
anyways,
shout out Jensen Ackles. I'm still here.
oh god. But you get what I mean is that like as a society, like our priorities are so fucked that a lot of this stuff could be dropped, and like I don't think that many people would pay attention to it. But also the way that they drop this information is also kind of like, hey, here it is.
That's what I'm
There you
saying.
go. But it's not like they
They know
make
we're
a
not going to process it properly.
it's not like they make a state of emergency. Go, hey, UFOs.
Nah, they didn't drop it on us at anything at all like COVID.
Be
Everybody
careful
knew
saying
about
that. You're gonna
COVID.
get
I'm
our
just saying,
you're gonna get our
you
video
know.
flagged by saying the C-Vid word.
Shut up.
You still can't really say that. I'm just saying.
Hey.
That's still a dirty word.
Hey. COVID.
There you go.
Da, da, da.
All right, guys. So
we're getting canceled. It was nice knowing you.
Please like, comment, and follow because there's no way we'll get any of this shit monetized now.
That was worse than dropping all the foul language, all the foul words.
Yeah, you can't.
That was so bad. I couldn't have just said fuck.
Yeah, you can't.
Could have just said that.
You can't drop the C-Vid.
Oh man.
But
talk about conspiracy.
But you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like, you know, we get so lost in everything that if a lot of these things came out, we would. You're real unprofessional.
Choking on my.
You're real unprofessional, but you know we wouldn't really hear about it.
Idiot.
And that's a shame, but that's why people got people like us
mm-hmm.
who have no life. And
hey, I have a life. Hey, I was supposed to do my taxes. All right.
Taxes are stupid. I hate taxes.
I feel like they're gonna rob me this year because I'm balling. Apparently.
I would really love to know where they think my money. Like they go, hey,
I live in San Diego. I'm fucking broke.
They go,
dude.
hey, you made all this money. I'm like, bitch, where? Where is this money you think I made?
Right?
I'm broke.
Tell that to my debt.
Tell that to me deciding between eating and getting gas. Oh, help us.
Sponsor.
Yeah, except Sonic. Don't sponsor us.
Yeah, I know Sonic. Although I got good tater tots. Yeah, they don't like you.
No. You know what tater tots are good? Have you had the tater tots from Dunkin' Donuts?
No. What?
So,
wait.
Shout out Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts is donuts and coffee.
Yeah, but they also sell breakfast items.
No, they don't.
Yeah. So
you're a liar.
Unpopular opinion.
I think you should bring me some because I don't believe you.
Unpopular opinion. I like their tater tots because they slightly burn them. Oh.
Why don't you just ask Sonic for extra crispy?
No, fuck them. They should just know what I want. Every time I've gotten Dunkin' Donuts tater tots, so Dunkin' Donuts, shout out their iced coffee. Their iced coffee is cheap. They give you a big ass. It's like
how cheap? Because shout out McDonald's, they have it before 11 a.m. 99 cents any size.
I'm lactose. Can't have McDonald's. They don't have any dairy substitutes.
Oh my god.
What? I want chorro. But I want BGs, bubble
sacrifices, bro. But, 99 cents. Stop complaining.
No, so Dunkin' Donuts, they give you this barrel. It's a barrel of like iced coffee, and it's like a legit. Like you can order it through their app. Like I get like this like hazelnut, bougie, iced coffee with like oat milk or some like dairy substitute.
You are bougie.
And it's like 2 something, and it lasts me all day. Because I don't drink it that fast. It lasts me all day. Their tater tots are like $1 for like a pouch, and they're slightly burnt, so they give you that taste all good,
crispy. Where you're like,
but also don't trust my opinion that well because I also like slightly burnt popcorn.
You're weird.
I put it in there for a couple.
That doesn't even taste good.
Oh, it does. It tastes so good.
No, it doesn't. You're the only person. Literally, nobody is agreeing with you right now.
I put it in there for a couple seconds more. It says 3 minutes. I'm like, 3:25.
You're such a rebel.
I put it in there for a couple seconds more.
That's so stupid.
And then I get those little charred pieces, and I look around, and I go. And I just
nibble at it, huh? You're like scraping your front teeth on it. Why are you giggling, boy?
It looks like fucking charcoal. And
you're like Maggie cleaning your teeth with it. Look, you're so dumb.
It looks like charcoal. And I look around.
Sorry, guys, but you're gonna just have to deal with our randomness right now. Okay, we have a lot of conspiracy juice.
It looks like charcoal. And I grab a chunk, and I'm like, "Who would eat this?" I did it.
Hey, dare me.
I did it at work. I did it at work yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I made 2 bags of popcorn.
First of all, that smells up your whole store.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, but low key, the high key, actually, the whole store smelled like fucking burnt
No,
popcorn.
too bad.
And I ripped open the bag because like when you eat popcorn, you don't just like
Nah,
you
you
know,
gotta really like,
bro. And like we had chamoy, we had chile, we had limon, we had tajin. I had the whole
And I
lineup.
thought I was decked out at work.
I
No.
ripped this bitch open. I poured it onto a plate, and my coworker's like, "Ugh, your popcorn's burnt." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I messed up."
I guess you don't want any.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Shout out if you like burnt popcorn.
Nobody is shouting out to you,
Dude,
bro.
I'm
Nobody
sorry,
is agreeing with you right
it's-
now.
It's so good.
No,
It's so
like
good.
it tastes burnt. It
It's-
doesn't
no,
even
it's-
taste good.
It tastes good.
No, it
There's certain
doesn't.
foods that are good, slightly burnt. Hot dogs, good, amazing,
Well,
slightly burnt.
that's
Hot
yeah.
links, delicious,
Yeah,
slightly
but
burnt.
popcorn,
Hash browns,
no.
hash browns,
Yes. Hashtag to
amazing,
the hash browns.
slightly burnt.
Yes. No.
And I'm talking about the hash browns where it's like the diced up potatoes,
I
not like
know.
the actual like pieces.
Yeah.
Also, the pieces. Popcorn, I'm sorry.
You're disgusting.
It's good, slightly burnt.
You're disgusting.
It is. You know? I'm sorry if I got
I feel offended right now.
I'm sorry if my palate is just refined.
It's too sophisticated for my liking.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. I'm not even sorry that I sidetracked us completely from
Oh,
everything.
you guys.
People need to fucking know.
No.
You want to taste slightly burn your popcorn. It says 3 minutes.
No.
Put that bitch in there for 325.
No,
You know?
but no. I just hit the popcorn button.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You can't trust the popcorn button.
Well, I trust it.
You can't trust the popcorn
I don't
button.
trust men, but I trust that popcorn button.
You ever done it where you cook it and it puffs up, and then you open it, then you shake the popcorn and
Yeah.
you put it back in
Yeah.
because you don't trust it?
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I swear to
it
God, it
doesn't do
pops
it-
better.
no.
I swear to God, it
No.
pops
it
better
doesn't.
when you do that.
Well, not for me, it didn't.
That's because you fucking suck.
Maybe I just manhandled it.
Ugh.
Manhandled it a little extra.
But anyways,
You guys, we were talking about pyramids, but we're both fatties. We're both foodies.
And we're-
As I'm eating crawler sourdough.
and we're both a little lit.
Liddy. Oh, don't say that.
Did you hear
Krystal.
Did you hear the theory that they think that the pyramids were built with sound waves? So they've
sound
already
waves?
so they've already proven that sound waves can manipulate gravity. So
Oh, how they were saying it's so in sync with the 432 hertz and
yeah. So there's
okay, yeah, I did hear that one.
I think it's like I don't know if it
Mhm.
was Tesla that had a kind of like an experiment with it, but there's been
Nikola Tesla.
Nikolai Tesla.
And now the more times you're gonna have me say it, the more wrong I'm gonna sound.
I think it's Nikolai Tesla, right?
Nicola.
Nikolai.
Nicola, can you tell us how your name
You're
goes?
getting real close to saying.
Can you tell me what your name is?
My Nikolai Tesla. My Nikolai Tesla. He thought you're laughing way too hard. Oh my God. You're so red. You're so red. This is why we need the cameras. I didn't say anything bad, guys. You can't. I was just talking about my boys.
Shut you down. I got you again.
You're over here talking about COVID. I'm over here talking about my Nikola Tesla.
I can't breathe.
Are you doing? Oh my God! You're gonna pee yourself.
I already
Your-
tinkled.
Your pelvic floor is not that good.
Oh, fuck you, you asshole. Oh my God.
Anyways.
Oh I needed that after the day I've had.
I think that.
Oh God. Okay.
I think he had a theory where he
compose myself. I am a professional.
Oh man, you're so red.
I couldn't breathe, bro.
That's gonna be a YouTube short. We just have to make sure that the captions represent what I said. Because I feel like things can get real lost in interpretation.
Oh, goodness. Oh, you guys, if you could see me. I'm like, no.
You don't want to see her.
Don't see me.
You don't want to
It's
see her.
not a pretty picture right now.
But
I'm red as a tomato.
But there's a whole thing where
Mr. Tesla was just gonna call him Mr. Tesla.
Senor Tesla. There's this whole thing where I believe it was him, where he was talking about like how sound waves can be used to manipulate like gravity and mass and stuff like that, and they've proven it. They've proven that that you can use sound waves at a certain frequency, and like you can use them to lift things off the floor. But
they can't lift me off the floor.
Where would they have gotten that technology from?
The gods, aka aliens. Did you know Nikola Tesla had like severe OCD? I mean, I think that was
all
a given.
Kinds of messed up.
Well, messed up in a good way though.
No, he was legitimately like real messed up.
I know, but in a good way.
Like he died insane and broke. Like, you know,
that's the way I want to go down.
But I mean, like,
I'm already 1 for 1 now. I mean, 1 for 2. You see, maybe 2 for 2.
But it's like a lot of people like ended up like that. Like Edgar Allan Poe, that motherfucker was crazy.
No, but he was obsessed with the number 3.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I mean, a lot of.
I mean, I have a low key obsession with numbers, but not like to that extent. You know, like he was beyond obsessed with the number 3.
Didn't Jim Carrey have this whole thing where he talked about the number 3?
Possibly. I don't know. I don't know about Jim Carrey's life like that. I don't know him like that.
I mean, there's a lot of things about the 3. The Holy Trinity is 3. You know, like there's a lot of things.
There's
with
definitely
the
his reasons behind it, which I was like, all right, makes sense. There's definitely something behind this divine number, but
like there's a lot of things with 3. It's like that whole thing of how, like, you know, people think that they can get possessed at 3 a.m. You know, and it's like 3, that the number 3 holds a lot of weight with us in so many different, you know, ways. So
369. I'm not even joking.
3-6 Mafia.
No, it was 369. It was 369. I'm not
twins?
even joking. Yeah. Hey, they were onto something. The Yin Yang, they knew.
The Yin Yang twins featuring my Nikola Tesla. Jesus Christ, Krystal.
Stop making me wheeze.
You sound like the toy from Toy Story. You know, the one that Andy forgot.
No.
The little penguin.
Not.
The little
Andy's
penguin.
forgotten toy.
The little penguin.
I get fixed in the end, you guys.
I don't think he did. Did he?
He did fix him.
You don't get fixed.
Well, I don't get a reset.
No.
You suck. Hit reset on your ass.
Oh, like that?
Yeah. Good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but yeah, so there's just so many, you know, different theories, but that should just go to show you
What?
that
I think I just heard you all kinds of wrong.
No, I'm saying there's so many theories.
Yeah, I heard that part.
But that should just go to show you that it was so difficult for people to have built that the way that they try to position it. Like, think about when you saw a textbook when you were younger.
Got it.
What did you see? a bunch of fools
Pages.
dragging
Wait,
a
what?
stone, like,
Oh, wait, you said a textbook.
yeah, like a textbook. Like whenever you
Uh-huh.
saw a textbook back in the day in school, and you pulled up a page of ancient Egypt.
Uh-huh.
What did they
Oh,
depict?
you're okay. You
They
lost me there,
depicted
dude.
they
Okay.
depicted a bunch of a bunch of fools with ropes tied around a rock, dragging it. Like,
They still do that.
no,
They
like.
still have that, and then in the background it was the spaceship right above it.
But yeah, like they try to say, like, ramps and this and that. Like, okay, ramps.
Gravity.
How did they drag this thing that they would have had trouble
Gravity was
even?
not working in their favor unless it worked differently back in the day. Like
because
gravity wasn't what it is today.
it's
Fuck,
because
dude.
we didn't discover gravity yet. So because we didn't understand gravity,
We didn't know
it
what
didn't
gravity
apply
was
to
back
us.
then. Yeah.
It's
We
like,
didn't know it. It didn't count.
it's like when you're a kid and you don't understand consequences, so you never get hurt. Like, oh, like we don't understand gravity, so all of a
It
sudden
doesn't apply.
these rocks aren't heavy.
Exactly.
But yeah, like they're moving these massive slabs of stone, and you're telling me, like, the whole theory is
Oh, shit.
that they used ramps and pulleys and this and that. Bro,
Ropes.
we would have
The most basic tools is what constructed these
So-
magnificent structures.
we could
Basic.
build a pyramid with our technology.
We're
But-
not going to.
No. What I'm trying to say is that, like, we can build a pyramid with our technology,
I'm literally squinting at you so hard, waiting for your blah, 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 blah.
but it would take our technology to build a pyramid.
Boom.
We would need these cranes. Like, yeah, we have cranes that can pick up multi-tons. Like, dude, we have these cranes that can pick up these shipping containers and this and that. Like, yeah, we have cranes that can pick up
Now,
multi-ton, things. But
how long did it take us to advance to this point?
exactly, like, I'm sorry, but
I'm sorry, but if we were able to do it with our bare hands, we wouldn't have created this technology. I mean, yeah, now we're lazy. Never mind. We did.
like, no, dude, like, and it'd be one thing if, like, the quarry that they were getting these stones from was, like, at
Down
the
the
base
street,
of the
yeah,
fucking pyramids.
like,
It'd be
right
like,
there.
all right, cool, you dragged it, from there. But no,
We're talking
lot of-
miles away.
a lot of these quarries were far away to the point where they said they put it on a river and on a boat, floated it down to
Boats and hoes.
the pyramid sites and then dragged it from the banks of the river to the. No, come on, dude.
Keep
Like-
going. I was believing it.
Like,
Keep going.
nah, dude.
And what else did they do?
No, there's no way. The manpower that we would need.
What kind of humans did we have back in the day?
And
If
tha-
that's the case.
and that's another thing is that, like, that. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
the humans that we have now, we're the biggest, like, we've ever been because of multiple things: the quality of life, the
Mhm.
nutrition,
Mhm.
steroids in the chicken. But you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like there are hormones in the foods that we eat. The quality of life is different. We have longer life expectancy. We're talking about, people that were, and the whole thing is that people go, oh, like, the pyramids were built by slaves and blah blah. No, a lot of people volunteered to build the pyramids.
Mhm.
It wasn't like legitimately like slaves. Like, we're not talking about emaciated people. Like, no, like, these were people who volunteered to build the pyramids because they were told, hey, build these pyramids and we'll provide you with food, shelter, this, that. So, like, they weren't like slaves. Like, yes,
Quality life.
there were slaves, but a lot of the people who helped build the pyramids were also people who, like, did it, like, as a job, and they were provided with, the amenities that they needed to survive.
I'd
But
much rather help build a pyramid than do my job.
But- we're talking about, like, dude, people before, their life expectancy wasn't as long as ours because the quality of life was different.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, people weren't as big as they are now. We're not talking about these 6'5" massive bodybuilders, just like,
what else?
all greased up,
Yum.
pulling these things. Like, no, like we're talking about like these little.
We're all thinking of like Viking type.
And even then, Vikings weren't that big. They've proven it. Vikings weren't that big.
In the shows that I watched, they were.
Yeah, well, that's just exaggerations based on their tales, because I mean they were really good storytellers.
Man.
and these
So
dudes
you mean
were.
to tell me I really don't like Vikings then?
I mean, I like Vikings, but these dudes were like all like just jacked up on these crazy herbs and stuff, and they just go into a frenzy. But that's neither that's neither here nor there.
That's over there.
Yeah,
it is here. It's there. It's everywhere.
But what I'm saying is that, like, and people weren't built the way that they are now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about like look at how you see all these pro athletes. You see all these pro.
Shut up.
You see all these pro athletes, and like these people are enormous, 6'5", 6'7", 2, 3, 100 pounds, massive, just all muscle and things like that. Like people like that exist.
Like genetically engineered.
But no.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that like
I'm
that
joking.
wasn't as common back then, and it wasn't really possible given the circumstances that most people were in.
So you mean to tell me like a bunch of little minions were building these pyramids?
Yeah, like
if we're going based off of that, what I mean? Like if that's the route we're taking, if that's what we're gonna go ahead and put out there and choose to believe. So it's just basically a bunch of little minions, just like.
But it's like but that's my other thing, is that like like, all right, you want to tell me that people.
What if they gave them something like some form of crack?
Well,
that would make them perform at the highest possible.
It doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, you still have these walls of physical, like what you can physically do. That's why there's the whole theory of like some sort of anti-gravity, where maybe they could have moved these gigantic slabs.
Bottom line, we know the aliens did it. Like you and I know it.
I'm not saying aliens.
In my past life, I was there and I saw it happen.
I'm not saying aliens, but I'm not saying aliens. At the end of the day, I believe that there was some form of technology at play that if we as a species built the pyramids, assisted us.
Like, just give credit, dude.
Now, I'm not saying that it's alien technology. Who knows? We could have been more advanced at that point. All I'm saying is that
before the reset.
Exactly. All I'm saying is that
I could see that.
To say that there wasn't some form of advanced technology, and I'm saying, that in a vague term. Advanced technology could be anything really, but there had to be some sort of assistance to build these things, because the amount of labor that it would have taken, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I believe that they already kind of proven that the manual labor time frame, given the possibility of building a pyramid,
Shut up. Yeah.
But the amount of manual labor needed to build a pyramid would have outweighed the time that it took them to build it. So they built it faster than what feasibly.
Didn't they also say they didn't have enough people back then, like the actual manpower to make it happen?
And again, that's another thing, is that like
the population. Oh my God, look at us. Swear that was unplanned.
The population isn't what it is now. We're not talking about what 8 billion people plus.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't have the amount of like, manpower, hands, labor, people.
I would love to know what they estimated the population of Egypt to have been, because
I have an easy solution. Hear me out.
Let's see if we can find this out.
No, but listen to my solution, okay? So we can know really what happened. Let's build a time machine. go back and see what really went down. Why the silence?
We can't go back.
Why?
So
Why?
the
You just
kingdom
always
in
gotta shit on my
ancient
dreams.
Egypt, when the Great
Swear.
Pyramids of Giza were built at around 2500 BC, the population of Egypt was estimated to be only 1.6 million.
Yeah, the entire population.
Exactly.
We're talking men, women, and
Men, women,
children.
children, old people.
Child labor was still a thing,
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't think it. How, this is
especially considering the
this
size. Like,
this is gonna sound fucked up, but how many toddlers do you think it would take to drag a stone?
let's map that right now.
But what I'm saying is that, like, we're talking about
Yeah.
1.6, million people as a
Million.
whole,
Million, not billion, you guys. Million.
and that's in that area. That's not that's in all of
So what did they send
Egypt.
out memos to get help from other civilizations and nearby neighbors? Like, hey, we need you guys to come help us pull this up real quick. For a few decades.
I'm sorry, but I just don't think that you could have realistically got enough people on the same page
No.
that it would have required.
Like, if you think
to
people these days
drag
don't give
something.
fuck, back then they really just gave no fuck.
No. I think back then they gave more of a fuck because they saw the pharaoh and they saw these people as more of a like a god, and they saw them also as like a connection to their perceived gods, aliens. But
You're right.
Yeah,
there
there
I
was
could see that.
there
then.
was more of a line. There was more of a thing of like people falling in line because there also was less independence. They needed these people. Like I told you earlier, they needed these people because they would sign up to build the pyramids as a form of getting, their food, their shelter,
It was
their
basically
this,
like a
their that.
job.
Yeah, but I even with them having a population of 1.6 million, let's say out of the 1.6 million, 900,000, and that's being fucking generous.
Very.
Let's say 900,000 of those 1.6 million were able-bodied people that could do this job. How many of them could you have gotten together to do this? And on top of that,
they were dying quickly too.
well, yeah, because like I told you earlier, the life expectancy. It wasn't
no,
up
not
until
only
recently,
that, but
oh, Krystal opened up her next drink.
we had a Faust moment, a very long Faust moment, because Christopher had to pee 1,000 times. His little baby bladder.
Look, this conspiracy.
I gotta go pee.
It goes through
I
you.
gotta go pee.
You done?
Nope.
Anyways,
You're annoying.
like I was saying, the lifespan of people in that time period wasn't as long. Like the lifespan that we have now is the longest it's ever been.
But what I was trying to get at though was that they're also dying because of the hard labor and stuff. Like they were just flopping over, like they were getting crushed.
Like you can't tell me that. Like, let's say they were using ramps. You're not telling me that there wasn't some sort of like, Looney Tunes
a ramp
scenario.
Failure. There was a bunch of failure moments.
A Looney Tunes fail. They pull up the ramp and they're like, oh fuck, and it just like slides back and kills all of them.
Yeah.
But
it's because they didn't know what gravity was back then, so
it didn't exist.
No, so they didn't know what was going on, so it just kept happening.
It wasn't up until
life expectancy,
Newton and it wasn't up until Newton,
Newton. Yeah. So and, that's why it was so short. They were all getting killed.
I will say, until we looked that up, I didn't think that the population was that high.
1.6 million?
1.9?
No, 6.
1.6?
Yeah, you're saying 900.
Yeah.
You're being generous.
1.6 million in all of Egypt.
Yeah.
During the time that they were building the Pyramid of Giza. But again, I mean, of that 1.6 or whatever.
You were being generous by saying 900,000
able-bodied.
Able-bodied.
And then on top of that percentage of people, of that, number, how many of them could you have convinced? Like, yo, let's go build this
This is the
shit.
life.
I know it's the
This is life
desert.
changing.
I know it's hot, but let's go. Let's go pull
Like,
some.
stop being like that.
Let's go
Hey,
pull
we're all
some.
pulling weight. We're all pulling weight around here. Pull your own weight.
Yeah, let's pull this 10-ton stone or more.
Can't do it without you, man.
Let's pull it across the desert.
Fresh off the boat.
Yeah, let's just pull it across. Yeah, we brought it on this boat that there's no way it could physically carry the weight. Nah, dude.
I think they had a great life back then.
I really don't think.
I think they had a great life.
Maybe in
think about it, bro. They had the gods.
Maybe in their scope, they like considering what was going on around them, like yeah. Like,
But what do you think happened to make them hit reset like that? I'm still stuck on that. I don't even want to eat this, but I'm eating it. Go. What do you think happened?
Well, I mean, in terms of like what happened with the decline of the Egyptians, I don't know specifically, but I imagine it's just a whole like set of things, which is like.
I'm saying though, this was a civilization that existed.
Are you talking about like if we're talking about the theory of if they found the stuff, or what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
No, because you're saying like, oh, like the civilization that existed, but are we going down the mindset?
Like, why are they gone? What wiped them? What do you think they did? I don't know. I'm not very good on history. You know this. I'm not saying I'm a jackass. I just choose what to fill my mind with, and history, only certain parts.
Do I know what happened to all
I want
the
you to tell me.
ancient Egyptians that built pyramids?
Yeah,
No,
tell me.
I don't know.
Why not?
But also, a lot of people that built the pyramids didn't survive it, but also a lot of them got, buried with it.
Some of them were reincarnated. Why are you holding your face like that, though?
What in the actual fuck are you?
Yeah, they're reincarnated or, recycled.
Those are two different things.
That's why they got all these discoveries.
You make me so fucking mad.
My goal
they
of
got
the day.
recycled. They got recycled.
They did. They recycled, and then they're like, hey, dig over here, look over there. Discoveries.
But, it's one of those things where it's like a civilization that's sophisticated enough to understand astronomy in a way where they were able to build structures that were able to align with
wasn't it like the
stars
Equinox?
being aligned?
They keep talking about like the Equinox, right? They were so big on that.
I don't know, but they
had where they were in alignment with the sun, and like
the pyramids were lined up, and like there's that whole thing where they were like lined up with like true north and this and that. But you're telling me that a civilization that had
I'm not saying anything.
These this ideology and like this understanding of the world around them also had all these gods that they worshipped, and we're just gonna assume that everything that they worshipped was just make believe. You know what I'm saying? Is that like it gets to a point where it's like you gotta understand that they were a certain level of intelligent, and to think that they just
like, okay, but here, what do you more lean towards? Like, what do you think at this moment? Because obviously, our mind frame can change, like your thoughts can change on this. But as of right now, with what you know right now, what are you leaning more towards? Like, just tell me, be honest. Just say it. There's no
I
dumb answer except yours. But what do you think?
I think
I
that
respect your opinion, by the way.
there is a lot of there's a lot to back up that they found a lot of these structures,
Mm-hmm.
but I I don't want to put anything past what people can do, but I think it gets to a certain point where you have to, like, you can't argue with what's in front of you.
Like just
It
lining
just
it up with the time frame and
it just
everything
doesn't
and the
it just doesn't
technology
add
and
up
yeah, no, it's just
with what they
no.
had available
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
the you know
The
the
tools,
feat
the tools. Have you seen
that
the
it
tools
was,
that they were using?
the
Supposedly.
what they were able to cut, what they were able to construct,
The
where
precision
where
with
they
their
where they
cuts.
had to move it from, the distance that they had to move it, the
I see where you're
amount of
going.
manpower that it would have taken to feasibly make this
Mm-hmm.
possible. I I I can't see that being a thing. And for who for all I know, they got all 900,000 able-bodied people to all work at once and pull a stone across the sand
Mm-hmm.
and you know fight against the friction of
Mm-hmm.
dragging a rock against sand. But
Yeah.
it's like, there's too many things that, until you prove otherwise, I can't see that being a possibility.
Okay.
Just with how much, if these stones, like if the blocks that they use to build them weighed a fraction of what they did, yeah, they'd be way more plausible. But the fact that these stones were cut and dragged from a quarry that was nowhere near the building site and then constructed in such a precise way that if one stone was wrong would have completely messed up the entire structure. Come
So
on.
what did you just say then?
you know
What did you just say it?
they're one of two things.
Mm.
There's lost technology that we don't understand and we have yet to find proof of, or there was help.
Okay.
There's no way that they could have done it in the time frame with everything, with all the factors. Like, come on.
There was too much stacked up against them, I think.
And I think the other thing that kind of gives weight to that is the fact that, like we said earlier, multiple cultures all built. What is so enticing about a pyramid? Why did multiple cultures that had no communication, there was no cell phones, there was no Twitter, none of that shit. Why'd all these fools build the same structure, the same way, aligning with certain um stars, with certain like things like that? Like,
Like they had more purpose behind them than what we are even thinking, like we don't really know, and that's the whole part of this, the unknown, where we're trying to discover and figure out exactly what the actual reason was behind the structures. And I mean, we're really never going to know. We're just going to keep making like pointless assumptions until I don't know, then time. But
unless our homie Graham Hancock
here we go.
gets some people to back him up, because he's been saying that. He's been saying, he has this whole thing, he has this whole motto where he says history just keeps getting older. Like, he said, he has this whole thing where he says things
Yeah,
just keep getting older.
yeah, yeah.
Where it's like, we thought that humanity as we know it started at a certain point,
But it didn't.
but we're now realizing that it's being pushed farther and farther back. Like
Well,
there's
yeah, because how he was saying, how it's something that, like you were saying, and not necessarily like, oh, reset, but just picking up from a previous civilization, picking up from where they left off and trying to make sense of it, but moving forward with their way of doing it and
yep,
living life, you know? And it's just, I mean, but that's crazy though. Like, and how you were saying too, we're well overdue.
yeah,
We're well overdue.
yeah.
Trip
So
out on that.
it's if humanity's been reset, and even if you say, oh,
You know how they say history repeats itself?
yeah, and even if they say, oh, like, you know what, humanity wasn't reset, but at the end of the day, there's still physical proof that something hit Earth at these time periods and caused um, natural disasters like another ice age and this and that. You know, it caused like these floods and just like these catastrophic like natural disasters. Why hasn't one happened? And we have a lot of natural disasters that happen now.
We
Like, I
have way
mean,
more reasons to
well,
have shit happen now.
like, I mean, we just had that big ass earthquake that happened,
Mm-hmm.
and it killed a ton of people. But they also had like earthquakes happen in like Japan, and like the tsunamis and like the
Yeah,
typhoons
tsunamis
that
are
hit the
crazy, man.
Philippines.
Yeah.
And like, we do have natural
Everything. Yeah,
disasters
yeah.
that take all kinds of innocent lives, but we don't
But
have
not on that
anything
level.
to the point where it
Catastrophic like
literally
that.
takes
Wipes
it wipes out
an
humanity
entire,
damn near as we know
yes.
it, to the point where it's just like these small groups of people that have to reset. It hasn't happened.
Mm-hmm.
um what's it called, Mount St. Helens,
And then
that could
wait,
reset the world.
rewind. Okay, how you're talking about like, oh, these different parts, like how they had, these catastrophic events happen where,
Hmm.
they had to reset. So obviously there had to have been some type of life form left behind to keep it going if we're here, right? If we're gonna go ahead and speak on that.
But yeah, yeah,
So
there's people
so
that were scattered in the sweet spots of world.
okay. So did they not carry on or keep going with what already was? Because why does it seem like getting wiped meant your memory was gone and all knowledge that you had is gone as well? Nah. So I'm going back on the fact, to me, it was a fact that we had help. They pissed them off, they wiped us, and then they went ahead and planted us again. Like, let's
it's
try this. Let's try this little project again.
it's like what I was telling you earlier, how there's like multiple
Dude, it happened.
cultures that all have the same story of the Great Flood. Like, why do so many cultures have the same story of a great flood? And there's proven things where it's like when a meteor hits, it causes this shock wave, and these big ass waves happen, and it causes a great flood. So it's like there's multiple cultures that have this story of a great flood, biblical stories and things like that, where it's like there has to be something that backs it up. And now they're starting to find out, you know that there was impact zones, and there are signs of an impact. And that also kind of goes in line with like how I was telling you earlier, how the Sphinx has signs of erosion from like heavy erosion that only comes with a great flood,
A flood. Yeah.
or like just you know a long time of having heavy rains. So that
Mm-hmm.
kind of goes in line with the story of the Great Flood, which a bunch of cultures have. So there at a certain point we have to look at a lot of these stories and take some of the facts of them and kind of put them into a real world scenario and be like, all right, so what could cause this, what could cause that, and what could cause this, and they're starting to now piece that together. But it's just a shame that
But I'm just saying, though, I'm just saying, listen, though, just think about it. If we all got wiped, right now, let's say something catastrophic happened and it wiped damn near everybody, there was only, very, very, very few that survived it.
uh-huh,
They're going to carry on with what already was
yeah,
and keep that going, right?
hopefully.
But that's not what happened back then. Just, do you get what I'm saying? Like it didn't carry on. And that's what I don't understand, which is why I'm like, what happened with this wipeout? They got amnesia?
Well, it's like
How
the
did they not just keep it going? If they had this technology, if they had this wisdom, if they had all of this, then why not keep it going? How are you going to tell me that, you know, civilizations and humanity and this and that got wiped, but then
well,
date it back?
we're also dealing with the problem of people. So a lot of times people's ideology gets in the way of history and gets in the way of um uh stories being kept, and you know um just
I wonder when all the higher
records being kept. So it's like, what is it, the Library of Alexandria,
okay,
where um they burnt all those books, and we have yet to know what
what
was
was there?
in
Yeah.
there, and who knows the information that we lost. Who knows how far that set us back?
Right?
And that goes down to people's ideology. You know, that's the problem with progress, is that a lot of progress comes at the sake, at that, with losing a lot of previous information because it doesn't fit the ideology and like this
Like,
and that, like the Crusades.
I mean,
The
I
Crusades,
guess
they burnt all kinds of information as well. Like, it's
no,
just a
like
bunch of
I
issues.
get it, I guess a lot of resources and things that they had got wiped with the wipe and it was all gone. But you would still try to replicate it as best as possible, you still try to rebuild, you still try to make it to what it once was and MacGyver your way through it, but it's just kind of like they hit reset and started back to what? We would be way more advanced, you know what I mean, if they would have just kept going.
I mean, it's like you're saying
Pick
earlier,
up where you
though,
left off.
where you're saying that,
What
like,
was I saying earlier? I forgot.
that if there was information that was hidden in the Sphinx or whatever, that
From the lost city of Atlantis. Yeah.
that it's like, again, and that
I want to
goes,
know more about that too.
and that goes with the whole, people's ideology. Now you have a government that formed in this area where they happen to have all these, you know geological and like these artifacts and stuff like that, where it's up to them to want to share it. And if they don't want to share it, or they don't want to allow people to look at it or to
Be a part of.
study it, you know
I want to know. I want to look at it. I want to see. I want to process.
it's stuff like that. Like, it all comes down to,
Greedy, selfish people.
yeah, I mean, it all comes down to sharing information.
Dude, they're so
um
selfish. Do you
but you
think they even like go home and tell their kids or their wife or husband or anything? No, selfish,
doubt it, a
greedy
lot of
ass
these people die
motherfuckers.
with these secrets.
I'm saying, like, but why not just share a little bit?
I wish everybody was like, so there's this guy who,
Who's this guy?
he has a, I don't know his name.
Wow,
This
thank
just
you.
happened not so long ago.
Okay.
But he has a property in, I believe it's like Alaska or something like that.
Somewhere remote. Got it.
He has a property. I want to say it's Alaska, but either way,
If he has
he
property, then
has a
yeah, it's probably
couple.
like Alaska.
He has a couple acres there. I mean, it could be Alaska, Canada, who knows? but
Not here.
I want to say it's Alaska, but you know,
Keep going.
I might be wrong. Either
It's
way,
Alaska. We're
anyways,
done.
this guy has a couple acres
Okay.
of property there. He starts digging there, and he ends up finding mammoth
Hmm.
bones.
Okay.
Come to find out, he has one of the biggest mammoth graveyards on his property.
So what did they offer him? Nothing.
And he's like,
This is ours now.
what the fuck? Like, no, like it's his property, you
No, I
know?
know, but
So and but he's
it's not yours
open
if it's got
about it, you know, like
historical stuff.
he's sharing like these discoveries, and like he's allowing people to go to his property and like discover this.
They
And
haven't stripped him from that.
no, no.
Surprising.
But like that's what I'm saying, is that like there's also random shit. There's
Mm.
also a story. Well, not a story. He literally admitted to eating preserved mammoth meat that was like preserved in, yeah.
Did he say it was good?
No, so check this out. This guy is
What was the consistency, the
he-
texture? What
he's
the hell?
he's fucking hilarious. So he was on a
What?
podcast.
Like you're being for real.
I bet you anything it was Joe Rogan's podcast. And this fool, they asked him, they're like, "Oh yeah, bro, so like you found all these mammoths?" He's like, "Yeah." So he's like, "Oh, like dude, he found preserved like pieces of mammoth." Apparently, him and his homies were out there finding mammoths and shit. They got faded. Like, and he says it. He's like, "Hey, so what? You know, so what happened?" He's like, "Oh, bro, there was a lot of like Jack Daniels involved." So he got pissed drunk.
Mm-hmm.
They started a bonfire and cooked preserved mammoth over this bonfire, and
Oh
he
my god.
fucking ate it.
Oh my god.
So
Are you serious?
that guy's
I'm
sick.
surprised they didn't like come and take the DNA and
I'm
everything and
surprised that he didn't get some
try to
sort of
clone and
ancient form of bacteria that just started an apocalypse.
when
Like
you go in with
that's
this
just
whole I don't give a shit mentality, you're pretty safe.
like that's the type of shit that like if you saw a zombie apocalypse happen and they were like, well, it got started because this fool got faded and he ate some, you know, preserved mammoth. But no, like he legitimately like I'll send you the video later. But he legitimately he's like, well, you know, a lot of Jack Daniels was involved, and then they're like, oh, like did you? No, he's like, no, we just threw it over the fucking fire and ate it. But what I'm saying is that like I wish more people were like that, where it's like, do you know how many times that there are studies where or not studies, but there's like, you know, people who find all these uh, um like relics and shit like that in like their backyards or their properties or this and that, and they kind of like silently sell them,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So it's like I wish more people were like down to kind of share the information. And there's actually a guy that works in the Egyptian government, that has single-handedly shit on any progress that involves exploration of the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx and stuff like that.
Like what? What did he even say?
So he has single-handedly stopped any sort of exploration, and he
What?
trickles down. I can't remember his name, but he's an official that works with the Egyptian government, and he's shut down anybody from going into the like Great Pyramids and the Sphinx and stuff like that. And there's an opening
Hmm.
that's in the Sphinx, and he trickles down discoveries little by little, and he makes them into his own thing to kind of like gas himself up. And
What?
he refuses to let people go in there. And yeah, he like trickles down information, and he doesn't let anybody go through, and it just bottlenecks progress.
Yeah, and I mean, how much of that can you even really take in? And I mean, you. What?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a guy who works with the Egyptian government, and yeah, he's notorious for shutting down any sort of like big name tourism that goes there, any sort of big name researchers and stuff like that. They have to go through him,
Mm.
and he shuts it all down, and
Mm-hmm.
then he in turn makes it about himself, and then trickles down the information, but he knows way more than he's putting out. Unlike my Nikola Tesla.
Oh my god. I'm over you right now. Well, I mean, like I said, if you ask me, go ask me. What do I think? Ask me.
Krystal.
Sound like you're interested though.
Krystal,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I wasn't very sincere, but I'll take it. I think aliens did it.
I mean,
I mean, the gods.
prove her otherwise.
Do it. I dare you. I dare you.
You can't?
Or maybe you can.
No, they can't.
No, they can't. No, they can't. They can't.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it all comes down to
The
you know,
facts.
I mean, we barely know the facts.
The logic.
I think it's more along
The
the lines of
logic
that.
behind the facts.
Yeah, I think it's
Bro,
more
it's
along the lines of that.
facts, man.
Is that there's people that want to discredit any sort of out like out of this world theory that
Literally out of this world.
yeah, that they don't know people built them and this and that. It's like, well,
We did it. My great.
that would have been really
Sit down.
really hard to do. And
I'd love for someone to just prove me otherwise.
I would love to be
I would love it more.
I would love for them to be like, all right, well, we had these yoked ass Egyptians that were able to just pull
Okay,
these.
well then change the
you know,
photos that I've been seeing of these little twerps pulling it like the little damn minions working over here,
We had
all
these
cracked out.
massive, jacked, Egyptians that were able to pull these thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds,
Mm-hmm.
Stones, and somehow able to create a ship that was able to carry these things. Like,
Show me.
I would love to
Show
be
me.
proven wrong
I'd love it more.
and shown
Mm-hmm.
that this could have been done with the technology that they had available.
I want. You know what I would love even more?
Huh?
To go to the pyramids.
With the magic school bus.
Go to the pyramids, and I'll face those 3 years in prison. I think that's what the penalty is if you climb it.
I'm pretty sure it's more than 3 years.
Nah,
in
I
prison.
think it's 3 years.
I'm pretty sure they.
Nah, Google it. It's 3 years. 3 years if you're caught climbing it. I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure. If you're caught climbing it, like I think it's worth it.
But you don't want.
But I'll just keep climbing. But like I got to be in tip top shape because if I'm gonna go down for 3 years, I better make it to the top.
But you don't want to climb the pyramids.
No, I do.
You want to go to where that opening is and just go through that.
But there's other openings as you climb. You just gotta find it, bro. Just gotta find it.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah. You just gotta find them.
So there's an opening between the feet of the Sphinx.
You're still talking about that one.
There's an opening there, and then the Great Pyramid.
That's the one that they told you about.
Has an opening as well.
I'll find more openings.
And
that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be in tip-top shape.
Think that they're at the
There's
top.
no other motivation for me to get into shape other than to climb the damn pyramids.
Okay.
That's my motivation. Okay?
All right.
And I'm gonna do it.
That's fine.
And I'm gonna come back with evidence.
You probably won't.
After 3 years of me doing hard time, I'm gonna come back even more yoked up.
Probably not.
Why you keep like shitting on me though? Can't you just believe?
You're gonna get.
You can't even believe in me, not even a little bit.
You're gonna get 3 steps of the pyramid.
No, because I'm telling you, I got
They're
motivation.
gonna
I gotta
shackle
make
your
it to
ass.
the top. They're gonna shoot
Do not
me.
pass go.
Dude, they're gonna
You're
shoot
gonna
me.
go straight to jail.
They're gonna shoot me.
They wouldn't shoot you. They'd feel sorry for you
Why
because
would
you're
no?
trying to climb the pyramid.
I would have to take like a ladder or something because I'm short.
She's not even a quarter of the way up and she's winded. Look at her.
No, because I'm telling you,
It'd be more of a
I'd be
punishment to
Rocky
let you
Balboa up
try
in
to
this bitch,
climb all the way up.
training harder than Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa ran up the steps of Philadelphia like.
And I'm gonna do the same thing, but with the pyramid.
It's not the same thing.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna do it like him. I'm gonna get at the top. Da-na-na. Shut up, Christopher. Fuck you. Da-na-na. Say I couldn't do it, bitch. Da-na-na. Da-na. That's all I want to do. I just want to flip you off when I'm up there.
0% of that's gonna happen.
Wow. You can't even let me dream for 5 seconds.
Krystal, I want to see you first fly to Egypt.
Okay.
And then somehow navigate your way to the pyramids.
Navigate my way? That's what a tour guide is for.
Without being
Google Maps?
Being swindled.
I'll still get lost with Google Maps. She hates me.
Without being swindled on the way to the pyramids, because there's a lot
of food vendors
of people who just rob you.
Oh. I'm gonna get sidetracked by food vendors.
You know, and then you gotta find somebody
that's more logical.
Who's
like
willing...
that's more likely of what would happen. Sidetrack. Ooh, food. Wait, where was I going? Ooh, food.
0% of this is gonna happen.
Why would you say that? I am gonna go to the pyramids. You're not. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna start putting away all my hard-earned cash. $5 a month. I'll get there in no time.
That's not gonna happen.
I'm gonna invest my money and flip it. I'm gonna go to the casino with $20 and hit big.
You know, I just remembered. Do you remember Despicable Me?
No.
Where he steals the pyramid? And
yeah, like, yeah, and then when he falls and it's like bang.
It's just like a balloon.
Yeah.
He fucking pisses everybody
Wait, what's
off.
your point with that? That's more likely to happen than me go and do all this?
Probably. But no, I was just laughing at that. But I could see you getting on a plane.
You see, now you're starting to see me get on the plane.
Trying to go to Egypt.
You see how quickly you're starting to believe in me?
And ending up on the wrong side.
Wow.
And then trying to figure out how to get there.
But I'd figure it out.
And then you see the pyramid and you're like, oh, that's real high up. Realizing that there's not enough cardio in this world to get you up these fucking pyramids before you get arrested.
Hey, listen, if they can catch up to me,
they would.
No, they wouldn't, because I'm gonna be super fast.
Okay.
I would do it. I would at least go halfway before I gotta catch my breath.
Don't think so.
Halfway.
Don't think so.
I know you could see it happening. You're just being a hater right now.
Absolutely not.
You're just being a hater.
You
believe in me though.
No, I don't.
Oh my god.
You're also dealing with an entirely different climate than what you're used to. You're in the fucking desert.
Then I'll train in a sauna.
A sauna's humid. The desert's dry.
I'll train in a dry sauna.
Then that's not a sauna.
I'll train in a...
You make me so fucking mad. It's called a desert because it doesn't...
Hold on. I'll train in a desert.
California is a desert. You know that?
Well...
Oh, you make me
not
so
with,
fucking
not with the
mad.
weather we've been having.
You make me so fucking mad.
Hey, let me tell you another one. I want to see you do it.
I'm not saying I would do it. Okay. I know I can't do it.
I could do it though.
You know what? Let's look up how tall the pyramid is. The Great Pyramid of Giza. Let's look up. You want to look up how tall it is?
No. Yes. Do it. I'm gonna start practicing.
Krystal.
I'll be there in no time. Give it like 7 months. Not even a year. I don't need a year.
Krystal.
Oh my God. Here we go. Go. Drop facts.
The Great Pyramid stood as the tallest structure in the world for more than 4,000 years. Today it stands
At
449 feet high.
easy. 449? That's it? Feet.
449 feet straight up.
Yeah.
Krystal.
Yeah. 449, easy, bro. That's easy.
No.
It is. Easy.
Krystal, do you know how many feet a story is for a house?
You just looked that up, huh?
Yes.
Like 30?
14.
Oh.
14
Are
feet.
you sure it's not double that?
14 feet is one story.
Nah, it's like double. Okay,
So
so I'm gonna be hitting that Stairmaster.
So let's divide.
Hella. Let's see. Okay, so 14.
That's 32 fucking stories.
Okay, so I gotta do 32 stories on the Stairmaster. Got it.
Oh, you make me so mad.
What else?
You make me so mad. I want to see you run up and down your stairs, and I'll bet you anything you'll be winded.
But because I haven't been training. I haven't had motivation. You see?
You're gonna go to an Egyptian fucking jail.
Oh yeah, like eventually.
You're gonna be in there. Did you ever see the Scorpion King where they buried that fool up to his neck and they had all those ants fucking crawling all over him and attacking him? That's what they're gonna do to you.
No,
They're gonna bury you.
They'll probably bury me, but not the ants and stuff.
Yeah,
That's kind of
I would do that to you.
No, that's cruel, dude.
Oh man, Krystal.
Humanity's changed.
You didn't know how tall the pyramid was.
You didn't either. You had to look it up.
But I'm not
Go to
saying
your
I
Google
could,
search
but
history.
I'm not saying I could run up it.
And
Krystal,
why are you mad though?
you
But
can't.
why are you mad though?
You can't do this.
You just gotta have a little faith. You know what we could do with a little bit of faith?
I have absolutely no faith in the fact that you can run
That's
up
a sad world you live in.
32 stories.
Stories, yes. 32. Up. Fast.
You can't do that. You
You're
can't.
such a negative Nancy. Debbie Downer.
No.
Yeah.
I'm a factual Frank. There's no fucking way.
No.
Krystal, there's no way you can do that.
I don't know why you're trying to knock me off my high horse right now.
Your horse isn't 32 stories high.
But listen.
No, Krystal, it's not. You can't do that. You can't do it, Nemo.
Oh, I feel like you're concerned for me. You don't want me to go to jail. But sometimes we gotta make sacrifices.
I don't care if you go to jail. I wouldn't be in jail.
Brother, but you would miss me.
No, not if
yeah,
you
would.
That fucking stupid.
Nah, you'd be bragging about. You'd be
I'd
bragging
make
about it.
Podcast episode.
You would hella be telling anybody who would even look your way, let alone listen to you. Like,
hey, you know how fucking dumb my sister was?
She thought check out what my sister did. Dude, she's dope. She's my idol.
You would be on YouTube,
oh my God.
and people would be roasting your ass. They'd be like, look, she climbed up 2 stories before she got out of breath and laid down.
You gave me more credit than I even thought you would. You said 2 stories.
she laid down and just gave her. She's like, arrest me.
You guys, I said halfway before I took a break.
Look,
I could do it.
I love you because you're family.
And that's where it ends. All right, guys, thank you for listening.
But
Christopher's done for the night.
These things you say.
He doesn't know what he's saying. He's drinking that cruelty juice, not conspiracy juice. He's being a hater.
these
I'm about to shut him down. The end.
these things you say
Good night.
really upset me, Krystal,
You know what really grinds my gears? But
because
you don't have any faith. You're thinking of my size and stamina right now.
I think that it would be easier to believe that aliens built the pyramids than then you could climb the pyramid
I
faster
mean,
than
but
they could arrest
that
you.
is really easy to believe.
Yes.
It literally took like hardly any kind of convincing for you to make me believe that aliens built it. You didn't even have to try to convince me. I was already sold on it.
Crystal, you I I wish. I
I
wish
want to burp in your face so bad, but you're lucky you're across right there, far away. You smell it?
you you can't do that. You can't
You're being a bully.
do that.
I'm going to report you. You're being a bully, and I reject everything you're saying right now.
Krystal, your ligaments aren't even that long to be able to climb that much.
Shut up with your little ass legs. I went there.
But I'm not saying I could do it,
I don't care. I still want to talk shit to you.
bitch. I'm not saying I could climb 32 fucking stories up.
How many do you think you could do? I could do more.
You probably could.
I could.
Good for you. Neither one of us is reaching the top of that fucking pyramid.
But together.
Nope. Nope.
You motivate me, I'll motivate you.
Nope.
You could give me capuchis.
We're gonna end up in a fucking gulag Egyptian fucking prison eating scorpions. And I'm just gonna be so fucking mad and be like, why am I in here with you?
Why did I agree to this? I knew we wouldn't do it.
No part of me thought we would climb this pyramid. Why am I in jail next to you? We're gonna be
You wanted
there
to be a part of my history.
with Aladdin and the monkey stealing
Abu
shit from the bazaar. We're gonna be there with our hands chopped off in an Egyptian prison. And you know
up
what?
to our neck.
And you know what? They're gonna be like, they're gonna come to the fucking their little slats and be like, hey,
Yeah.
aliens built it.
Ah,
And guess what? We're gonna fucking kill you.
ah, shit.
And you're never gonna be able to tell anybody. We're gonna be like, shit!
I knew it.
I
No,
knew it
just
this
be
whole
like-
time.
I'd be like, joke's on you. I'm gonna tell him. Hey, Chris.
We're gonna die with our secrets. I hate you so much. But you know what, Krystal? We really got.
We got sidetracked a lot.
But you know what?
It's your fault.
You earned that because you had to listen to me talk about liking burnt food.
That was disgusting.
But you had to agree with.
I didn't agree with it.
No. You agreed with
I never-
70% of the burnt foods I liked.
Yeah, but not at all ever with the popcorn.
Burnt popcorn's a little good.
No, it's not. And
Yes,
I
it
still
is.
won't agree with you.
Yes, it is. Slightly burnt popcorn. You get those little kryptonite
You need
pieces.
to readjust your taste buds because clearly they're off. Disgusting ass.
Well, we don't get burnt popcorn in Egyptian prison.
That's all they're gonna feed us. Thanks
I'll
to
be
you.
happy. I'll be like,
You'll be right
oh,
there. No,
please don't feed us more burnt popcorn.
I'ma for real be mad.
Is burnt popcorn your Sonic?
I guess.
Sonic's
Nah, it's still not that bad because I'm not like gonna rant about it, but it's nasty.
Sonic's dog shit.
Oh god,
Their drinks are good.
they are.
Their drinks, I had that.
So you would get sponsored then?
If they gave me their drinks, their tater tots, and don't they have like these crisp cut fries?
No, I don't know. I didn't order it. No,
Basically anything that's not their actual food.
I like the hot dogs.
you give me them Sonic glizzies.
Yeah,
You fucking whore.
yeah.
No, anything that's
Stupid.
anything that's not their food. I won't take their
What?
food, but give me the
But
sides
that-
and the drinks. Their sides and their drinks I fuck with. They have a blue. It's like some
tater tots are a
blue
side, and that's what you were bitching and complaining about.
tater
Dude.
tot. They're tater tots. When they're good, they're good.
That's what I got. I got good ones.
But it's not like Jack in the Box where everything Jack in the Box has is fire.
It really is.
Yeah,
They can sponsor us.
dude, you can order anything from Jack in the Box at any point of the day, and it'll be consistently good.
And if it's not, I'll be like, hey, can you remake that? And then they will.
I've never really had a bad experience though.
I have with the fries.
That's regular fries or the curly fries.
Both. I don't even
Really?
like their curly fries.
I don't order. I'm opposite. I don't
no.
order the regular fries.
No.
I only order the
Here
curly
we go.
fries.
Look it. I swear, we could talk food all day, every day.
I order
see
the
what you
curly fries
do?
at night where they're all hot and they burnt me.
This is why you're not going to be my tag team partner in crime going up the fucking pyramid of Giza, because you be right there with your damn tater tot slowing me down. It'd be your fault.
You know who has good curly fries?
Here we go.
What's that restaurant that everybody hates?
I don't know, because you're trying to fill me in.
Fuck.
The restaurant that everybody hates?
Arby's.
I was not thinking Arby's.
Everybody hates Arby's. Everybody fucking hates Arby's. Everybody hates Arby's. But their curly fries and their mozzarella sticks are
I wouldn't know.
fire.
Literally, I've never been there.
They're fire.
Never been there. Don't know.
You
Don't care.
see? You see? That just goes to show you.
You're and on that note, you're done.
Okay, yeah. I'm done. All right, guys. Well, you know, we're watching the episode.
Oh dear God, he's had way too much. You guys, seriously though, thanks for sticking it out. Well, Christopher always talking about food, little fat ass butterball. But really, this is episode 5. Christopher needs to hurry up and get episode 4 out because it's all his fault. No, because I'm gonna make a short of me just complaining about your ass lagging.
By the time that this comes out, episode 4 will be out, and you're just gonna sound fucking stupid.
No, I'm not, because I just told you I'm gonna put it short before it even goes out, because you're not even gonna put it out that fast. Slow ass. I hate you.
Order. You know what, guys? Cook your popcorn a little bit extra.
Don't do it.
Get a little.
Don't do it.
Get a little.
Comment below. Ew.
Get a little charred popcorn in your
Comment
life.
below. Christopher's disgusting.
Don't be scared of that burnt popcorn.
Yuck.
Them crispy tater tots. Them burnt hot dogs.
That's
them
different.
burnt
Nah.
hot links.
That's different.
them
though.
burnt hash browns.
That's different.
Oh.
Of
Or
course, everyone's gonna agree with that.
the crispy burnt
we
edges
go.
on a
Here we
fried
go.
egg.
And I eat that,
Yeah, it's good.
but it's not burnt popcorn. Popcorn.
It's good.
Yes. Anywho,
Thanks
pyramids,
for sticking with us.
food.
Krystal can't run up the
random.
pyramid.
Wow.
She can't.
Right now, I agree. No, I cannot.
Please make sure
7
that
months. I'm in there.
you like, comment, subscribe, because Krystal has no friends and she has nobody to run up the pyramid with her, especially Jensen Ackles. He won't. And he has way better cardio than you.
Why you gotta throw that in there?
That fool got.
I'm gonna.
That fool's in
I
good
can
shape.
dream, dude.
You seen his abs? Seen his body?
Yeah, I have. I know you have.
Yeah, I have.
Mmm.
And
Yummy.
he can't run up the pyramid.
Oh my God. Here we go. Anywho, stay tuned. Episode 6. We still don't know what the hell it's gonna be on.
It's gonna be something spooky.
Is it?
Maybe.
I'm down.
Stick around, guys. Thanks for sticking with us on this
And
episode.
stick it out.
And
Stick.
you know, go ahead and approach Krystal when you see her at the gym and tell her, hey, you know what?
Shut up.
You could definitely not run up the pyramid.
Wow.
Okay, bye bye.
Take care, y'all.
Peace.
Take it easy.